And we are joined now by Congressman Kevin Brady of Texas, the top Republican on the House Ways and Means Committee. He's part of a bipartisan group that announced a deal today on legislation that would ban the import of oil and gas from Russia, and that would suspend normal trade relations with both Russia and Belarus. Congressman Brady, thanks so much for joining us tonight. I want to dive into the substance of this bill, but first, when can we expect a vote in the House? And do you have the support to also get this passed in the Senate? I know there's another Senate bill focused just on banning oil imports.
Yeah, so I think when I don't know the timing. I'm hopeful tomorrow in the House. Certainly there is very strong bipartisan support. I think this would be a veto-proof majority in the House. I'm hopeful the same in the Senate, mainly because Republicans, Democrats in both the House and Senate worked through the weekend really constructively on this bill. We think it achieves what President Zelensky is pleading with America and the West to do, which is a full embargo on Russian energy and the suspension of normal trade relations that will address the other imports from Russia into the United States and cut off more of that financing. So, I think it is a good bill. I think we can do more, Linsey, by the way. I think there needs to be secondary sanctions on banks and companies that are financing and buying Russian energy. I think there needs to be far more openness to U.S. production of oil and natural gas. I'm frustrated. The president is begging Venezuela and Iran for energy when we have the cleanest energy right here in the U.S.
And you said in your statement announcing this agreement that it will, quote, send a clear message to Putin that his war is unacceptable. But as you know, Vladimir Putin has pushed ahead despite sanctions that have tanked his country's economy already. Why do you feel that this measure in particular on energy imports would do anything to change his behavior?
Yes, so there's no question. Sanctions alone won't stop the bullets or the tanks. Done right and with our partners, they can impose a significant economic harm on Russia and certainly undermine Russian people's support for this war. So could help hasten the end of it quicker. But there's no question you need lethal aid for Ukraine. The President Zelensky's been very clear about that. Plus, I do think we need to do more in the sanctions area, certainly in energy, that could deepen the pain and increase the consequences to Russia for their aggression.
There are reports today that the U.S. is considering easing sanctions on Venezuelan oil to make up for lost imports from Russia, as you just said. With gas, though, now over $4 a gallon. What do you say to critics who say that this all is proof that we should put more resources into quickly moving the sources of clean energy and technology like electric vehicles instead of oil from overseas, or calling for more domestic energy production?
So renewables themselves will have no impact. It'll be years and years and years and decades before it is in position to play that role. Nonetheless, just the approval of Keystone Pipeline would have moved more oil from Canada to the U.S. this year than that we buy from Russia. And there are other actions we could take to become more domestically strong and to increase our exports around the world significantly to help our partners as well. So, look, renewables won't do the trick, but more American-made energy rather than begging countries that support terrorism and sort of thug nations, frankly, isn't, I think, the solution that Joe Biden's proposing isn't what the American people want to see.
And as you know, Europe is far more reliant on energy supplies from Russia than the U.S. Do you think that our European allies are prepared to take a similar step to ban Russian energy imports? And potentially, could this backfire if it hurts the global economy more than it hurts Russia?
Yeah, so look, I think we all recognize Europe has put themselves in a pickle here, reliant on Russian energy. America, I think, is both cognizant of that. And again, I think President Biden has the ability to make America a far more dependable and larger partner with Europe as they wean themselves off. So no question, it is more difficult. But for example, the UK could join us here, I think, in a significant way on banning Russian energy. Canada has already moved this direction. I think it's important for the allies to do that, especially as we saw Shell make the decision this weekend to buy about 100,000 metric tons of energy from Russia. I think it's really important to the degree we can to act together but nonetheless, America can lead further in this area.
Congressman Kevin Brady, we thank you so much for your time tonight.
Thank you, Linsey.
Hi, everyone. George Stephanopoulos here. Thanks for checking out the ABC News YouTube channel. If you'd like to get more videos, show highlights, and watch live event coverage, click on the right over here to subscribe to our channel. And don't forget to download the ABC News app for breaking news alerts. Thanks for watching.